Hey, what's going on, boys and girls of the internet? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the 2018 year-end recap. Let's roll the intro.
Ozen, nice pants, nice pants, nice pants. Ozen, nice pants.
Okay, so we're going to start this recap at the tail end of the winter season, somewhere around March or so, where my cousin Rye, aka Guy Balls, bought a brand new motorcycle fresh off the showroom. And the logical thing would be to go and ride it, right? Even if it is 35 degrees.
Guy Balls and I have some awesome news. Well, more like Guy Balls has some awesome news. I don't know if you could tell in the tail cam right now, but Rye just picked up a brand new bike today. It's Kawasaki Z900, and we typically wouldn't be out on a day like this because, I mean, you can't tell from the video, obviously, but it is 35 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, so living here in New York and having the winters that we do, it did take a little bit longer before we were able to ride on a little bit more of a consistent basis. But once we were, a new rider made his debut to the channel. My other cousin, Adam.
So, that guy right there, you guys are pretty familiar with one of my cousins, Rye, Guy Balls. Well, that's my other cousin. Oh, nice to meet y'all.
So if you know me personally, or if you've been subscribed to my channel long enough, you know that I have this really good friend who lives out of state by the name of Dave. And I met him on Xbox many years ago, never even met him in person until September of 2017 when we met up in East Tennessee, where he used to live, so we would do nothing but ride motorcycles. And I loved this place so much that I made up in my mind that I would come back at least a couple times a year. Well, later on down the road, Rye started to become good friends with Dave too. So the three of us started making a plan where we would all meet up in East Tennessee and just do nothing but ride motorcycles. So after seeing my videos, after hearing me talk about how much I loved the place, Rye was super excited to finally go down to East Tennessee and finally make his first Dragon Pass.
Rye and I have finally made it back to Tennessee, and we are on our way to the Tail of the Dragon, Rye's first pass.
First time through.
Well, that's basically it, dude.
Awesome.
We're gonna go to Deal's Gap.
It did not, what do you call it,
Disappoint?
yeah. That.
So when we finally met up with Dave, we took a little ride out to where one of his most viewed videos took place, where a cop actually takes Dave's gun without his consent.
This is where the cop took my gun. Oh yeah, dude, huh?
Got a driver's license on you?
Am I being stopped for a traffic offense?
Yeah, your tag's not displayed properly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and secure this gun and fill in. Okay? Because I don't want to have your gun on your side.
That's fine, sir. I don't want to make you
No, you're
nervous.
fine.
I'm legally allowed to carry
Okay,
that,
that's
sir.
fine, but I don't know who you are.
So after that crazy conversation, we rode out to the Devil's Triangle, which is a super technical road with some nice, tight switchbacks.
I bet you the locals around here, just like the locals around the Dragon, are ridiculous. Dude, quick, tight switchbacks. Holy.
Wow. This is like Mulholland Drive right here.
Another one, bro. Dude, look at this one, bro. Dude, look at this.
Oh,
wow, dude. Oh my god, dude.
Holy sh**. Oh my god.
Nice and slow, dude. Jesus, this one's the same thing. I love this, bro. I'll hang out up here. I forgot about this. God damn. Look all the way through.
Oh my god, I'm covering my brake the whole way. That was stupid.
Look all the way through. Wow. Woo! That guy was on my side.
He was on your side?
Yeah.
So the next day, we met up with a bunch of guys for a big group ride to Maggie Valley, North Carolina, which is home to Wheels Through Time, which is like the most impressive motorcycle museum that I think I've ever seen in my life. And we got to see what a $27,000 motorcycle looks like, ridden by a 72-year-old man.
Heading to Wheels Through Time in Maggie Valley, North Kakalaka. Hard to believe it's a 72-year-old guy riding that.
Here, get a shot of that thing. What do you say? It's like a $37,000 bike?
27.
27.
26. I don't know if that's delivered or like.
No, I think that's it. I think that's the sale price.
This dude had this shipped over from Italy, and he's 72 years old on this thing.
Yeah, killing it.
Look at these.
That bike is one of 350.
Yeah, total on the globe, right?
Yeah.
And then in the States, there's like...
DJ said there was like less than 50.
Jesus.
Okay, so the next day was pretty interesting. Rye and I rented Enduros for a little bit of on-road, off-road riding, and we were in for a couple of surprises.
My bike just died.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I've got no gas, no throttle.
This is the problem that Dave was having.
I literally lost throttle.
Oh, okay.
That looks disgusting, dude. I definitely ain't riding through that. You alright?
Oh, yeah, dude. Woo! Yeah, this is like where we turned around. Did you get it?
Yeah, dude. Oh, God. Oh, God.
You alright?
I'm good.
Show me what it's doing.
This is literally all it's got, dude.
Little gold star if you've been on the channel long enough to remember that happening to me and Dave last year. And after that, we pretty much just ended our trip with a ride out to Blood Mountain, Georgia.
So this is Blood Mountain, eh?
Yep.
Cool, man.
Honestly, it's really cool dragging me next to a car, too.
Now the three of us had an unforgettable time, but we did experience our fair share of technical difficulties.
We've missed out on at least 1 or 2 days because for some reason the Senna backpack that records all of our interactions and conversations has not been cooperating with us, and we've got footage but no audio for it. So
Now when I got back from Tennessee, the very next weekend, Kayla and I had our very first track day, and although it's not going to show it in this clip, it rained pretty much the entire time.
Look at that booty.
all right, let me get on your left.
All right, now it's the John James show. I geared down too far. You are so close. Wow. Ah!
Side note, I'm super proud of Kayla for doing a track day. So after that came my birthday where we rode over 300 miles, and after that we took a little ride out to a little place called Hawk's Nest, which is a short road with tight and twisty curves on the border of New York and Pennsylvania.
So it's nothing crazy. It's just like a lot of switchbacks, you know.
And as you can see on Kayla's camera, she's even going at a decent 40 miles an hour.
So after that, I did my second track day in a matter of a few months, this time with Rye, and as luck would have it, it rained all day again, so I didn't get a whole lot of footage out of that day. Now after that, I inexplicably found myself in a rut, kind of depressed and sad and not able to bring myself to a positive place, and I think a lot of it had to do with missing East Tennessee. So what does Kayla do? She orchestrates a surprise visit from one of my best friends who lives out of state, no one other than Dave. And of course, we had to go on a little ride that night.
This dude kind of showed up in my living room.
You had no idea?
I had no idea, man. I think he's lying. I had no idea.
The next day, Kayla, Dave, Adam, and myself all rode a couple hundred miles to and from one of my favorite places, the St. Lawrence River. And the next day after that, we rode through the Catskill Mountains, this time with Rye instead of Adam. And of course, Senna being Senna, I had some more technical difficulties, so I was only able to get these pictures instead of the actual footage from the rides. This surprise visit was exactly what I needed. It recharged my batteries and brought me back to life. So Kayla and Dave, I cannot thank you guys enough. You guys will never know how much that meant to me. After that, it was time for Kayla and I to return to, you guessed it, Tennessee, where we stayed at Deals Gap for the first time.
Alright, children, this is the famous Deals Gap motorcycle resort here in Spoco, North Kakalaki.
So Kayla's only been riding since spring of last year, right? So she made it a goal for herself to ride the Dragon every day, which she quickly discovered was a lot easier than she anticipated. So we started off the trip with a ride through Devil's Triangle, the same road that Rye and I rode for the first time with Dave back in May.
Kayla just rode the Devil's Triangle, which is up that way. Handled it like a boss.
Just like I'm going to do to the Dragon tonight, because I got to do my goal.
What's the goal?
Dragon pass a day.
This is like what brings me joy in my life.
Riding with me?
Yeah. Riding the dragon with you.
After that, we naturally had to ride the Cherahalla Skyway.
This is officially the Cherahalla Skyway.
So up 5,000 feet and 18 miles.
Oh yeah.
Hello, beautiful.
Dude.
I've missed you.
Oh man.
Like, puts our Adirondack Mountains to shame.
Oh god.
The next day was Kayla's birthday, so we spent the day playing dress up and riding the dragon.
You look goofy. I just want one picture of me and my birthday get-up. Like, coming at him. That's all I want. And then I'll buy it. And put birthday dragon passes.
The next day, we took a long day ride and we ended up at Klingman's Dome, which was the first time for both of us, and my god, were the views amazing.
We are at the top of a goddamn mountain right now. We're above the clouds. So this is a place called Klingman's Dome. There's supposed to be like some big walkout or
Right
lookout.
where those people are going. So take this last spot on the left.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Wow.
I hope the camera can pick all that up.
That's gorgeous.
The next day, we took a ride out to Blood Mountain, which was Kayla's first time to Georgia, and we got a little wet along the way.
Oh, great. Can't see with.
Had to make a little pit stop so we could get our rain gear on.
I'm in Georgia.
Kayla's first time in Georgia, and
Watch out all this water.
look at the weather.
I know.
So I believe that we have reached our destination and half point, Blood Mountain here in North Georgia. That was pretty much it. What'd you think of Blood Mountain? Awesome?
Yeah.
Awesome sauce?
And then finally, we both took our last Dragon Pass of 2018.
All right, boys and girls. This going back down the hill right now. This indefinitely will be the last Dragon Pass for me of 2018.
One more mile, babe.
Last mile of 2018. All right. That's it. That's it for 2018.
Are you sad?
Yeah.
Don't be sad. You'll be back.
And after that, we basically ended our trip in Nashville, where we'd never been before. And I was mostly excited for Antique Archaeology, which is better known for American Pickers on the History Channel, where I got to see arguably the rarest bike in existence, the Von Dutch motorcycle. Just look at this thing. Harley Davidson frame, Moto Guzzi front end, Volkswagen engine, pinstriping by Von Dutch himself. This thing is the holy grail. In non-motorcycle related fun, Kayla and I went to visit Dave down in Pennsylvania, where we got super drunk, played some video games, and argued about who's the better teammate.
False. No.
What, John?
If someone needs help,
But you'll loot my body after I die.
well, of course,
You'll come and loot the.
of course.
A longtime friend of mine that I've known since high school by the name of Adam brought Kayla and I to our first trip to Fenway, where we got to see the Yankees beat the Red Sox. Thanks, Adam. Kayla and I also went back to Lambeau Field to watch the Packers beat the Dolphins, which was awesome because I'm a Packers fan and Kayla's a Dolphins fan. So this is kind of difficult for me to talk about, but with all the great times that we had in 2018, the end of the year kind of brought a tragedy that none of us were ready for or could have imagined. A longtime good friend of mine passed away unexpectedly at the age of 27. I've known him for more than half of my life, which is longer than I've known Kayla. So I really just wanted to pay a tribute to our good friend Sean. You'll be greatly missed and never forgotten. So, with all the incredible highs and debilitating lows, I'm pretty confident in saying that 2018 is another one for the books. So what is in store for 2019? Well, you can pretty much bet on more Tennessee trips, more track days, but other than that, you're going to have to wait and see. So for Kayla, Guy Balls, Dave, Adam, and anyone else who appeared on the channel this year, I want to thank you all for a great year, for watching this video, and for being a part of the John.com fam. I, of course, am John.com, wishing you a happy new year, and I'll see you in the next video.